Hello friends, myself Ramesh. Today lecture we will talk about the basics of NMR spectroscopy. What is the chemical shift? What is saturation? What is relaxation? How to prepare the sample preparation, NMR sample preparation? What are the factor affecting of chemical shift? And basics and fundamental of some instrumentations and some important MCQ questions also I was discussed today class. So today we will talk about basics of NMR spectroscopy. I was given the completely the theory part. We will see the slide by slide. I will explain you. If you have any doubt, just will give me a comment and box and we will discuss. Okay. Thank you. We will start our class. So introduction part. So nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy usually will abbreviate as NMR spectroscopy. Simply we will call NMR spectroscopy. NMR means nothing but of nuclear magnetic resonance. And second one point, you can see the NMR spectroscopy deals with the behavior of certain nuclei when the simultaneous exposed a magnetic field as well as the electromagnetic radiation, unlike vibrational and electronic microscopy. So from second point, mostly the NMR spectroscopy deals or studies about the behavior of nuclei, the simultaneous electromagnetic radiation and magnetic field. They will explain by the vibrational electronic spectroscopy. Next you can see the third one point where the electrons are promoted from. If you suppose if you take that electron from ground state to, you will move to that excited state. So you will give some energy to the molecules from ground state, it will goes to higher state. Like where the electrons are promoted from their ground state to higher vibrational and electronic energy levels. Respectively, to expose the electromagnetic radiation in NMR spectroscopy, transition occurs between nuclear energy levels. So the transition will be happen between from higher energy to lower energy, from lower energy to higher energy. This between it will happening by the nuclear energy levels. Next we can see the second one slide. Again the contrast to vibrational and electronic spectroscopies, not all nuclei can be studied by the NMR spectroscopy. If you think so, all nuclei will can't studied by the NMR spectroscopy. Only those nuclei we have a non-zero nuclear. Suppose I equal is 0, then we can't find out from the NMR spectroscopy. Non-zero nuclear spins quantum number I is not equal to 0. Those nucleus can be studied by the NMR spectroscopy. That point is very important. This point you will keep in your mind. Okay. The NMR spectroscopy is a very powerful tool in the structure determination of organic molecules. Not only organic molecules and biomolecules nowadays, NMR using lot of applications like medical, agriculture, every areas they are using, all disciplines in NMR spectroscopy. This is because the two nuclei is present in almost all organic compounds. If you take any compound, like organic any compound, the mostly almost namely two compounds are compulsory, they are present. Why? Because one is the proton, another one is the carbon. These two are namely both are detectable by this method. That's why NMR is a very important technique for the structure determination. Beside detection, the method also unable to use differentiate between the different types of same nucleus presence in the molecules and the quantify them help. Finally, the NMR spectroscopy established the connectivity pattern of the nucleus being studied has a located in the molecules of interest. Depending on the molecule of interest, it will be connectivity of nucleus data. We can see that. Next we will come to the principle of NMR spectroscopy. This is also very important. What is the main mechanism of NMR spectroscopy? What is the method? What is the principle of NMR spectroscopy? As mentioned the above introduction part, you can see the nucleus have I is not equal to the NMR active. Suppose the I is equal to 0, then NMR is inactive. If I is not equal to 0, then NMR is active compounds. That studies we will by the NMR spectroscopy. That compounds can be studied by the NMR spectroscopy. The proton for which I is equal to 1 by 2 behave like a small spinning or bar magnet. When exposed to a magnetic field, the proton orient itself. If you can think that when you expose the magnetic field, suppose if your compound is here, you expose to a magnetic field, the what happened, the proton itself to started to their orientation. If you start absorb to energy, it will start to orientation and they will goes to from the against to the higher energy levels. This is the main principle of NMR spectroscopy. As you can see, the fourth point, has the proton is spinning the magnetic field. The magnetic field cause it to a process to move in the circular path, a perpendicular to the direction of the field of magnetic. Okay, the precessional frequency V is directly proportional to the magnetic field of strength I naught. So precessional frequency and directly proportional to the magnetic field. This point you know everyone H naught. You can see that next one slide. I was here figure. You can from figure you easily will understand the theory and the principle. Again, the NMR is mostly consonant. The nucleus spin quantum number I is equal to 1 by 2. The proton having I is equal to 1 by 2. When the place the external magnetic field H naught is start to spin around the nuclear axis. Suppose this is the nuclear axis around, and generate the another magnetic field. So according to the quantum mechanics, the 2I plus 1, the 2 spin state, 1 is off 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2, a proton. Okay, you can see that here figure the spinning pattern of the proton. You can understood here. This is energy like the I is equal to 1 by 2. One is E1 to E2 plus off and minus off. The spinning energy state you can see from the this B naught is the magnetic momentum. Okay, you can see this the figure he easily will record from here. This how it is spinning pattern, how that magnetic field electromagnetic radiation filling pattern you can see from here. You can see the next one slide. The energy it will be here alpha spin and beta spin. The energy separation delta E is magnetic field is x-axis and it will take the y-axis in energy. You can see the irradiation if you give alpha spin, then it will goes to the beta spin state. Transition between spin state use the NMR lines. Okay, you can see the precisional how it is happening from this figure and gravity of how this is these figures you can look here and you can understood how that magnetic field is and gravitational and gravitational force and the how the ground state to exactly how that nucleus will be moving. You can see this picture, it is very nice. The complete formation of NMR signal. How the NMR signal. See, this is that NMR tube with sample. Suppose it's sample, and this B naught is the magnetic field. So the compound with the magnetic field is B naught, and from there you can see when you apply the magnetic field, what happened? The energy levels diagram E1 to E2 delta V is equal to Hp. So what happened? The energy, the E1 is the ground state to will goes to exit test like ground test to higher energy levels. Then it will give to resonance signals. So this is the actual principle, actual mechanism of the formation of NMR signal. Okay, from this picture you can understand the completely what is the principle of NMR spectroscopy. Okay, so I hope you will understood these things. And next we can see that in order to for the proton absorption energy thus moves from the lower energy state to higher energy ones, it needs to be exposed the electromagnetic radiation of the correct frequency. When the precessional frequency and the external frequency matches, nucleus said to be a resonance. When that precessional frequency and the external frequency will be matched equal, then we'll say the molecule will be resonance. It can now absorb the energy and get promoted to the higher energy level states. Hence, this phenomena is called NMR spectroscopy. Actually, what is the definition of NMR spectroscopy? Here is mentioned very nice. So, if that external frequency and matches to the precessional frequency, then set 2 will form to a resonance. That is called when you form the resonance, it will absorb the energy, molecule will goes to higher energy. That is called as the NMR spectroscopy or NMR nuclear magnetic resonance. The two important consequences here is, one is the saturation, another one is the relaxation. These two are very important. Saturation and relaxation. You can see from that what is saturation. Saturation refers to the condition when due to the excitation from E1 to E2. E1 is the ground state, E2 is the excited state. So both energy states are equal populated in occurs to no further energy to be absorbed in, then they said to be saturated, or the signals are disappear. If you see that E1 to E2 both are the equal populated, if a ground state and the excited state both have the population of the nucleus is equal, then there is no saturation. Unfortunately, if you see that the saturation offset the relaxation due excitation to E2 to, when you come to that E1, the mode of relaxation, you can see the nucleus is to emit the energy and electromagnetic radiation. The two modes of relaxation, which can be radiation less than air, are also important. In this mode, the excess energy is either transformed from one nucleus to another one surrounding by the solvent. They reference as a spin or spin lactic relaxation respectively. They will call. Okay. And you can see what is the NMR sample preparation. One of the major important thing is the NMR sample preparation is very important. The sample preparation is very important aspect of NMR spectrum. Almost all spectra are recorded in a solution. Hence, the choice of solvent are also critical. The primary requirement of the suitable solvent are very important. You can see the sample should be freely soluble in given the reasonable high concentration, and it should be chemically inert with respect to the sample. And third one, it should be of low viscosity and viscous, as viscous solvent give the broad signal. If you have a compound, they have the more viscous, then it is signal will come broad. You can see that it should not be absorbed in the region of interest in the spectrum. Last point, especially the proton samples is conveniently overcome by the usual solvents and the proton replaced by the deuterium. Deuterium solvents are very good for the NMR signal. You can see the next one, NMR sample preparation of quantity. How much will quantity? For proton NMR, you can use from, if your compound is having molecular weight up to 500, then you can use 1 to 20 mg for the proton NMR. If you can see that for the viscous broad signals will come, you can for the carbon 13, you can use the 50 to 100 mg. 50 to 100 mg is fine for the carbon 13 NMR. If solvent height, that you can see the 5 centimeter uniformly, or the 2 inches or the 0.5 ml, nothing but a 500 microliter is enough. If you don't use the too much of solvent, they're both, it wastes time and money. Okay. And you can see the next one, how the sample preparation contaminated by the cap. So cap also is a major role. It will be play in the NMR spectroscopy. Even new caps released some material, especially when the solvent CDCl3 and DMSO D6. So hence the prevent close to the tap to Teflon tape to with the help of the cap. You can use that Teflon tape to cover the cap and cover the your whole 1 minute. Then you can vortex the spinning. So what are the chemical shift? What is the chemical shift? Means the all protons are resonate in the same frequency, but NMR should have populated in the structure. The electronegativity will be of the substituent is an important factor for determining the chemical shift. What are the factors affecting of chemical shift? Inductive effect, hybridization, C13, magnetic anisotropy, mesomeric effect, and aromatic ring current effect, and a steric effect, hydrogen bonds. These are the most factor affecting of NMR chemical shift. You can see this desilting of electron elements and the anisotropic field, usually pi bonds electron desilting effect. Then this figure you can understood from here what are the factor affecting of electronegativity, functional group, hybridization. This from you can see that 2D NMR, COSY and NOSY, nuclear overall, Hubbard and 2C, and experimental ROSY and HLO-COSY. For repress, I will wrote some question. As the electronegativity of the attached group increase, the chemical shift of the attached proton will be increase or decrease. Increase. Okay. Second one question you can see here. The chemical shift of NMR solvent CDCl3 occurs at the dash ppm in proton NMR 7.26 CDCl3. And you can see here third one, proton NMR spectroscopy range of chemical shift aromatic proton occurs between 6.5 to 8.7 the aromatic region for proton. Many types of chemically equivalent protons are present in toluene 2. Fifth, negative peak in depth 135 the correspond to the carbon is methylene is the correct answer. Nuclear magnetic resonance occurs at the molecules at interactive with the following electromagnetic radiation is radioactive. If you like this video, please like, share and comment. Thank you very much for your spending time. like, share, comment. Thank you very much to each and everyone who helped me to understand this question. If you have any doubt, please click on just to give you in comment box your question.